Good morning, children. Today we will study about the mechanism of breathing. Children, what is the main purpose of respiration? It is to provide oxygen to the tissues and remove carbon dioxide from it, and this oxygen is used for providing energy by oxidation of food. So this entire process is accomplished in 3 steps. First is your mechanism of breathing, or we also call it pulmonary ventilation. Then is exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide which occurs in your lungs. And third is the transport of gases in the blood. Now, have you ever thought how does this air enters inside your lung? Why does it enter? This is because due to the difference in the pressure of air outside the body and inside our lungs. This is called pressure gradient. Substances always move from where there are more to where there is less. So breathing is carried out by creating a pressure gradient between the lungs and the atmosphere. And this difference in the pressure is created by diaphragm. What is diaphragm, children? Below the lungs there is a muscular portion which separates your chest cavity from your abdominal cavity. And second are muscles, intercostal muscles attached to the ribs. Ribs are the bones which give protection to your lungs and heart. There are 12 pairs of ribs, and these ribs are attached by muscles, and these muscles are known as intercostal muscles. So the difference in the pressure of air is due to this diaphragm and these intercostal muscles, or the movement of the ribs, because these intercostal muscles help in the movement of your ribs. Now if you will see the diagram also, you will see in the first diagram the chest cavity is expanding. The diaphragm is below your lungs. In this, what is happening? If you see, the diaphragm is becoming flattened. So whenever inhalation or inspiration occurs, the diaphragm becomes flattened. The ribs move upwards and outwards. So what will happen? The chest cavity will increase, or the pulmonary cavity. So there will be less air inside the lungs because it has expanded, and there will be more air outside the lungs. So automatically the air will enter our lungs. So it occurs by 2 processes. First, the diaphragm becomes flattened, and the ribs move upward and outward and make the chest cavity increase in size, by which the air moves into the lungs. And if you see the second one, exhalation, what has happened? The diaphragm again changes into dome shaped, and the ribs move inwards and downwards, and the size of the chest cavity decreases. So there is more air inside the lungs and less air outside, so that due to the difference in the pressure of air, the air moves outside. Let us study in detail a little bit. So inspiration. What is inspiration? It is a process by which fresh air enters the lungs. And when will it occur? When the pulmonary pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure. What is pulmonary? Pulmonary means the pressure of air inside the lungs. means there is less air in the lungs and there is more air in the atmosphere. So automatically the air from atmosphere enters your lungs. And how does this occur? The diaphragm contracts and increases the volume of the thoracic cavity. We can say the diaphragm becomes flattened. The ribs move upwards and outwards by the help of intercostal muscles. So by this what will happen? The pulmonary volume or the chest cavity will increase and the pressure of air will decrease because now there will be less air inside your lung. So the air from outside will enter your lungs. So this is the reason why air enters your lungs. Now, what is the passage, children? The air will enter through external layers, then nasal chamber, then pharynx, then glottis, then larynx, then trachea. After trachea, if you remember, bronchi, bronchioles, alveolar ducts and alveoli. This you have studied yesterday during the passage of air into your lungs. Now let us see, there are 4 important processes which occur when we inhale through nose. First thing is your warming. These the blood vessels which are present in your nasal chamber radiate heat and warm the air passing through the nasal chamber. So the first importance is the air becomes warmer. Second is moistening. There are mucus glands which are present in the internal linings of the nasal chamber. So they moisten your air. Then sterilization. This mucus is sticky and antiseptic and mostly kills all the germs or bacteria which are present in the air. And fourth is your cleaning. The hair which are present in your nasal chamber trap the dust particles of the air moving inside. So when we breathe through nose, 4 processes occur. The air becomes warmer, it becomes moistened due to the mucus and gets sterilized because the germs are killed, and the hair which are present in the nasal chamber also trap the dust particles. Now let us see how this expiration occur, means why this air from the lungs move outside. Again, it is a passive process because automatically we do not know when it is occurring, so that's why it is a passive process. What will happen? Same thing. Now the diaphragm which has become flattened now will change into dome shape. The ribs will move inwards and downwards. So what will happen? The thoracic cavity means chest cavity will decrease and the air pressure inside that the lungs will increase because now the chest cavity has decreased and the amount of air will be more in the lungs in comparison to the atmosphere. So automatically the air from the lungs will move outside. Now, what are the advantages of nasal breathing? Just now we have studied the air will become warmer, moistened, the dust particles are trapped, the bacteria are killed. So these are the advantages of nasal breathing. So we should try to breathe from nose in comparison to from our mouth. Now this I want to tell you, the negative pressure breathing. What is negative pressure breathing, children? Negative pressure means due to the difference in the pressure gradient. See, the mammals have negative pressure breathing. The lungs draw air due to reduction in pressure within them because the air pressure inside the lungs become less. So what does this do? This allows them to eat and breathe at the same time. Suppose if air was forced into the lungs, it might carry the food particles into the trachea and block it. So, this negative pressure breathing gently moves air which is less likely to carry food particles into the windpipe. So, breathing is due to the difference in the pressure of air, and this is negative pressure breathing, and these are the advantages of negative pressure breathing. I hope that you have understood. Again, let us quickly revise. How does inspiration occur? Inspiration occurs due to, let us go through the diagram. The diaphragm becomes dome shaped. The ribs move upward and outward due to the help of intercostal muscles. Third point, due to this, the chest cavity increases. Fourth point, the pressure of air in the lungs becomes less. And fifth point, that's why the air from atmosphere enters our lungs. Now, exhalation. First point, the diaphragm becomes dome shaped. Second, the ribs move inwards and downwards. Third point, the chest cavity will decrease. And what will happen? Fourth point, the pressure of air inside the lungs will increase. And fifth, that's why the air from the lungs will move outside into the atmosphere. So, this is how our inhalation and exhalation occur. I hope you have understood. Thank you.